Hi divas, hi all my purse queens out there. How you feeling? How you doing? Today it's unboxing time. Yay! Today we're gonna be doing an unboxing of a Dooney Bourke handbag. Here she is, you girl. She's, as my good friend would say, from the mothership. You guys, so I got this bag from the mothership. And here she is right here. We're gonna be doing an unboxing on her. So let's just go ahead and get started. While I'm unboxing her, I have a few things that I wanted to talk about with Dooney Bourke, as well as just with handbags overall. So let's go ahead. The first thing, it's gonna be easy to unbox her. I already opened it to take a peek. And I have the receipt right here. And here's the lovely bag right here. If you know me, you know I cannot resist this color. I can't resist this color, and I can't resist this color when it goes on sale. So here it is right here, and we're gonna get started doing the unboxing. Okay, you girls, so I got a Florentine Hobo in beautiful red Florentine, and I caught a sale on this beauty. But I wanted to talk to you girls as I'm doing the unwrapping. So I love ordering from Dooney Bourke, always. Who doesn't love ordering from Dooney Bourke? However, I must say that sometimes when I order the bags online, for me, one thing that I think about when I order the bag is the color of the Florentine, because you know when you get the Florentine, as much as I love Dooney Bourke and ordering from them, you don't know, it's unexpected what's going to arrive in the mail. You don't know if you're going to get a darker shade of red or the red that you know that your heart is desiring. You don't know if you're going to get a darker shade, or you don't know if you're going to get a pebbled chestnut bag or if you're going to get a smooth chestnut bag. You don't know if you're going to get a pebbled bag or a smooth bag, unless you're ordering a pebbled leather bag. When it's Florentine, you know, the Florentine leather, some of the bags have more pebbling, some of the bags are more smooth, so you don't know what you're getting. So even though I love ordering from Dooney Bourke, I must admit that I like going into the store and picking out my bag in person so that I know what I'm getting. Now, that leaves a little bit of a conundrum. That leaves a little bit of a problem, because the only place in my area that I can go and actually pick out a bag in person is the Dooney Bourke outlet in Aurora, Illinois. That's the only store, unless I'm buying from a department store like Von Maur or Macy's or Dillard's, you know, somewhere like that. But I mean, if I'm actually purchasing from Dooney Bourke or the Dooney Bourke outlet, the only store near me is the outlet in Aurora, Illinois. Now, I do go shopping to Pleasant Prairie, and that's in Wisconsin. I go to the Pleasant Prairie outlet. I do go shopping at Michigan City, Indiana, the Michigan City, Indiana outlet, the premium outlets. I do go shopping to Rosemont, the Rosemont outlet. All of these are local outlets in my area, but Aurora, Illinois is the only premium outlet in my area that has a Dooney Bourke store. So I love going there because when I go there, I can actually look at Florentine bags and pick out what I want and the exact bag I know, you know, I'm getting what I'm paying for. When I order online, you don't know what you're going to get sometimes. Now, I will say I do love this one. It is in a darker shade of red, but I still love it. I'm just going to pile up with red bags. I love red bags regardless, but I do love when I can go into the store and pick out the shade that I want with my own eyes, and I can feel it and see it in person. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of with Dooney Bourke, or any bags as well, with Dooney Bourke, for me, with my journey with Dooney Bourke, I like sometimes to get some of the rare colors or some of the special edition bags. And when you do that, you have to go to the secondary market. Now, the secondary market, not only with Dooney Bourke, but with any bag, you have to be careful. There are certain things that I won't stand for on the secondary market. Number one, the first and foremost thing is when I'm ordering something off the secondary market, number one, of course, I want to make sure it's authentic. That's first. Number two, I pretty basically always choose bags that, even though it's the secondary market, I want a new bag. So I want a bag that's off the secondary market but has never been used before, meaning that the collector or the person that has the handbag you know, it's never been used, or wherever they got it from, the original owner never used the bag. It's a new bag. It's never been used or worn. So I prefer getting a pre-loved bag when I get it off the secondary market. Even though it's pre-loved, it's off the secondary market, it's new. I like new. Now, if it's a used bag off the secondary market, because like I said, sometimes my heart is itching. Sometimes my heart is itching for that color, for a special color or for a special edition bag. So if I do order it off the secondary market for a pre-loved bag, sometimes if it's not new, if it's used, I still want to make sure, okay, they're saying, they're admitting it's used, it's not pre-loved, but I want to make sure that that condition is pristine, meaning no odors. And when I say no odors, I mean not even like perfume smell. I really don't like when I get a handbag that I can smell the odor of the previous lady's perfume in the bag. Even if it's a good smelling perfume, I don't really like when I can smell any type of odor in the bag. So that's number one for me. Number two is like the slouching. When you get a bag off the pre-loved market, sometimes it can be broken in by the previous owner. So I'll give you an example. I love Rebecca Minkoff bags. I've had several Rebecca Minkoff bags that I purchased new, and I had one in the past that I purchased pre-loved off the secondary market. And the bag had already, when it arrived to me, it did look, the person sold it as pre-loved, but when I looked at it online, you can't see condition through the screen, just like you can't see authenticity through the screen. That's something that you have to examine in front of you in person with your own two eyes. So when the bag arrived, it was a Rebecca Minkoff, and it had some slooshing, like the leather was, it had like a pot belly, I'll put it that way. Like you know, vintage Coach bags tend to have a pot belly sometimes because they've been worn and they've been stretched. The leather has been stretched on them so much that they tend to have what I call a belly, meaning that the bag will, like if the edge of the bag is right here, the leather will poof out over it. So I call that a belly when a bag has that. And a lot of vintage Coach bags have it. And when I do have my vintage Coach bags, even when I was getting vintage Coach bags, I have my vintage Coach bag collection acquired. Now I'm not in the market for any vintage Coach bags. I'm not looking to purchase anymore because I have what I want. But when I was in the market looking for vintage Coach bags, I would avoid those bags like the plague. I would avoid ones that were outstretched or overstretched with the leather. And with the Rebecca Minkoff bag that I was talking about, that bag, when it arrived, it was already broken in by the previous owner. It had already had a slouch that the bag developed because of her wearing it. I couldn't live with it. I couldn't live with that bag. So I ended up selling that bag out of my collection. So in the future, now when I buy pre-loved, I always make sure, number one, I make sure that the bag doesn't have any odor. Number two, I make sure that the bag hasn't been broken in by the previous owner. Even if it's pre-loved and they used it, I don't want that heavy amount of wear. I try to pick bags that don't have as heavy an amount of wear on them. No odor, no heavy amount of wear, no slouching or slooshing. So those are things that I stay away from when I buy pre-loved. But the perks of pre-loved for me is that I can get the color that I want if it's hard to find or if it's no longer in stores, or I could get a special edition bag if it's no longer available in stores. So I love that about buying pre-loved, but there's ups and downs, plus and minuses of it. And with my beautiful hobo right here, I'm gonna enjoy wearing it. But I do realize that this, even online, it did look a little bit like that. I was just hoping and praying when I got it. It looks a little washed over red Florentine. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but this bag, the price that I got for this bag, and it is Florentine leather, and I love it. I'm gonna keep it. It's a keeper for the price that I paid for it. Plus it's new, no odors, no slooshing. I mean, you could play around and mess around with that, you know, online. You know, pre-loved, I've done that too. I played around and messed around online with pre-loved. But when you get it in the mail, you don't really know what you're getting. At least I know here I have a new bag. It's Florentine. It's red. It's my color. No odor. I'm happy. The price was a steal, so I'm happy with it. I will say that when I go into the the outlet though, the premium outlet. The red that I'm looking for that I love is it's Florentine, but it's more of a, even though it's red, it's more of like a tomato red, not this washed red. I like that shade of red a little bit better, but I'm gonna have different various shades of red in my collection. So this is another one for the collection, another, plus another add-on, another goes down in history as another one for my collection. I'm happy with her. I'm gonna keep her, and I just wanted to talk about that today. So I'm gonna come back on camera because there's a lot going on here. Let's go ahead and take out the stuffing. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I'm back, and I did get her dust bag. I got her lovely dust bag out of her, and when I was taking out the stuffing and the dust bag, the smell of the leather hit me. This bag smells amazing. The leather on it smells so good. So the interior is just a lovely, the regular Dooney and Bourke red in there. You have some pockets, a zip pocket, as well as a slip pocket. And it's just a lovely, simple, clean, chic hobo in the red Florentine. She does have feet at the bottom. Very nice. And this is a beautiful hobo bag. So I'm gonna come back on camera and compare the shades of red to some other red Dooney and Bourke Florentine bags that I have in my collection. So look out for that video. Stay tuned to the channel. The only way you're gonna see that video is if you're subscribed. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload the video on Dooney and Bourke. I love you guys. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.